Hello, I'm Shirley Cumby, and I am currently serving as your LHAB president, and I'd like to call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Welcome to all of our Longhorn alumni to the celebration of the 125th anniversary of the Longhorn Band and the first year UT is competing as a member of the SEC, and I must say that they are doing so very successfully. In response to previous survey recommendations, we've shaken things up a little bit and changed the format of some things, like this virtual meeting, which freed us up on Friday night to do a more social event, which is our Friday night tailgate. So I thank you for being here, and we hope you enjoy attending both of these events and also in participating in the game day activities, including the on-field celebration of the 125th anniversary of the LHB. So a couple of housekeeping things before we go forward. Everyone on the meeting is muted so that all the presentations can be heard. There is a chat function if you want to make a comment or submit a question. If you do that, it will probably ask you to log into your Google account, which is your Gmail account. And then feel free to put in any questions. Chris Albino, our president-elect, and Randy Storm, our immediate past president, are monitoring that chat real time, and they will be answering what they can. What takes like an intensive research or a long answer, we will be gathering all these questions along with the answers and publishing them at the end when this particular video is all combined and put together, and all of those products will be available for review. We'll say after band day. Let's get past band day for that. So this video is being recorded, like I said, and will be available for anyone who couldn't come at this time or has to jump off early or came in late and wants to catch up for what was going on with the meeting. With that, I will recognize the guests that may be on the call because of the format. I'm not aware of who is specifically on the call, but these were the people that were invited to be here as guests, and we will be seeing and hearing from some of these people later in the meeting. Dr. Cliff Crooms and Dr. Jerry Junkin will be speaking to us probably over the weekend sometime. We're going to have plenty of opportunity to be with them and for them to address us. With that, I'm going to jump into some of our presentations for tonight. So I know everyone has heard a lot about the Back the Band campaign, which is a university development sponsored initiative to provide long-term support for the LHB. The Board of Trustees and the UT Development Office are working in tandem on this project. So I'd like to introduce Kathy Sorsby, who will deliver the Board of Trustees report, and that will be followed by Emily Ann Skinner from the UT Development Office to talk about Back the Band, what's new with Back the Band, and where we are with Back the Band.
This is Kathy Sorsby to give the Board of Trustees report. We had a tremendous this year with UT Development kicking off their Back to the Band campaign. We are so very fortunate to have UT Development support and focus to raise funds for Longhorn Band. In addition, President Jay Hartzell allocated 10 Texas Challenge scholarships for Longhorn Band. These scholarships receive matching funds and provide full financial support to a Longhorn Band student. The Board of Trustees and a few alumni band members have pledged funds to cover several Texas Challenge scholarships, but there is room for additional donors so that we can reach our total of 10. We welcomed Christy Cuellar Lotz to the Board of Trustees this year. Christy is a past president of Longhorn Alumni Band and a past drum major of Longhorn Band. Christy's professional life, she has extensive experience in development, so we welcome her with this experience and her enthusiasm to the Board of Trustees. Last fall, we provided 140 scholarships to Longhorn Band students. These came from both alumni band members and friends and family of Longhorn Band. It's too early to know the number of scholarships we're giving out this year, but look for an update in the blast. These scholarship endowments are a tribute to the vision of Longhorn Alumni Band leadership over the years, in addition to your donations to the scholarships over the years. Now I want to hand over to Emily Ann Skinner, who is Executive Director of Development for the University of Texas. Emily Ann will give us an update on the Back to the Band campaign, as well as give us details on 2 new initiatives that she is launching. The Longhorns.
Hello, Longhorn alumni band members. My name is Emily Ann Skinner. I'm with Texas Development. It's been my pleasure to oversee the Back the Band fundraising campaign, and I'm so happy to share with you the news of the progress that we've raised just over $12 million for the band during our first year of the campaign. Give yourselves a round of applause, and thank you so much for everybody who's contributed. I wanted to talk to you about 3 main things today. The first is that we still have about $250,000 in our matching fund for new financial aid scholarships for students in the band. So that requires a minimum contribution of $125,000, which can be paid out over a period of 5 years to get that one-to-one match. Now, as soon as we exhaust this $250K that's in the fund, I'm confident that I can go back and ask for more from President Hartzell, but we got to get there first. So essentially, we have 2 scholarships spots remaining until I can unlock some more matching money for the band. So I'm going to share my screen quickly and talk to you about 2 new opportunities to be a part of the Back the Band campaign on 2 donor recognition walls that are going to be permanently installed in the band hall. The first one is called the Block T wall, and that's a formation that all of you should know well, but you're going to be able to buy individual tiles starting at $2,500 up to $25,000. You should hear soon from Becky Kramer in my office on that. If you have given at an amount that qualifies you for one of these tiles in the last year or since the start of this campaign, you will be retroactively given one. But if, let's say, you gave $2,500 last year and you were planning to give, $2,500 every year, we would be open to starting a pledge for you. And so that you could, let's say, if you're going to give $2,500 a year for 5 years or 4 years, it'd be $10,000. You can get a bigger brick, that kind of thing. Please let us know. And the second thing that I want to talk to you about is the Script Texas Society. So what this is now an exclusive group of people who've included the Longhorn Band in their estate plans. And if you document an estate plan with us for $100,000 or higher, you can have your name permanently installed on this donor recognition wall. And the same goes for this. If you have already documented an estate plan at that amount, then you're going to be included. But we're really hopeful that these 2 things are going to be able to offer areas of opportunity to be involved that we didn't have before. I wanted to, of course, let you know that me, Blake Turner, Kristen Randolph, Natalie Seabooth, Beth Zimmerman, Sandra Lomax, the whole team, anybody at Texas Development is here to talk to you in more length if you're interested in supporting the band in any of these ways or in any additional way that we haven't talked about. But we're really excited about the 125th season of the band, and I will see you all on Friday night and Saturday at the game. Welcome.
So thank you, Kathy and Emily Ann. Sorry about the technical issues. Looks like Ronnie came to the rescue there. So thanks, Ronnie. So as you heard, we have lots of exciting new developments about Back the Band. And on Friday night, Emily Ann will make a similar presentation, and she will also be showing some mock-ups of those 2 new walls. And maybe you can see your name on one of those tiles. So we're going to go to, as you can see, the Dunnigan hat. It is a tradition that we pass the Dunnigan hat as a fundraising effort for our scholarships. We will do this again this year, even with the virtual format. So on screen, you see the Dunnigan hat along with a QR code, and that will allow you to donate to the LHAB Scholarship Fund. So while you can zoom in on that Venmo code and make a contribution if you wish, I will talk about the Dunnigan story. H.B. Dunnigan was LHAB president from 1966 to 67. Being of the old school, and because his hair was a little bit thin on top, he always wore a hat. Members of the alumni band first made the effort to collect funds for scholarships at our 2nd annual meeting, and as a way to give something back to the great organization that first brought us together. HB modestly offered his hat to be passed around to collect scholarship money, and each year thereafter he repeated the gesture. HB passed away in 1974, and his widow, Lucy, gave the hat he wore during his year as president to the LHAB so that they could continue this worthy tradition. Donna Beth McCormick, a dear friend of HB and Lucy, added the needlepoint band that you see that says HB Dunnigan on there. She made that herself as a highlight to the hat, and she remains its caretaker to this day. While other practical containers are passed around sometimes now at our meetings, the hat remains a treasured symbol of the willingness to volunteer and support the Longhorn Band. Scholarships are a strong foundation of the LHAB, so please help us with this tradition. Try to keep it alive by giving what you can when the hat comes around. And then on Friday night, we'll be doing this again, and I believe Donna Beth is going to try to be there and bring the hat so y'all can see it, but I believe we'll still be doing the donations via the Venmo, and we'll have a table over by check-in where you can do your donations for the Dunnigan hat and also back the band at that time. Now we will have the treasurer's report from David Wheeler.
This is David Wheeler, your LHAB treasurer for 23-24, and here's the treasurer's report for year ending June 30, 2024. As of June 30, 2024, our current bank balance is $52,617.45. Total income for the year was $90,928.23, of which membership dues made up $46,475 of this amount, and band day income accounted for $43,255. Total expense for the year was $77,009.69, of which band day expenses made up $43,780.86, and the administrative expense accounted for $33,228.83. Net profit for the year was $13,918.64, of which is an increase of $5,240.68 from the previous year. In summary, my full detailed treasurer's report can be found in the Band Day program. Feel free to reach out to me anytime if you have questions or concerns. Thank you very much. Hook'em horns.
Hello, my name is Julia Weber. I serve on your board of directors and will be reading for you the annual report. I'll be speaking on behalf of my other fellow board members, and their names are Shirley Cumby, the LHAB president, Chris Albino, president-elect, Randy Storm, our past president, Dawn Hain, Barbara Helbert, Heather Knoll, Christy Lotz, and Kyle Walker. The 2023-24 Board of Directors convened for regular quarterly meetings and to conduct other business as needed. During these meetings, Shirley Cumby presented updates from the monthly officers' meetings, providing details on their activities, both completed and in progress. There were just a few actions taken by the board this year, and I'll read those to you now. Christy Lotz was elected to the board to complete Chris Albino's unexpired term as he moved from an at-large position to the president-elect position. With the resignation of Jeannie Southern as Houston area representative, the board elected to appoint Eddie Spinks to this position. The LHAB budget and LHAB Band Day budget were reviewed and approved. In response to members' requests for refunds for Band Day expenses, the officers and the board came to an agreement on the criteria and process to allow for refunds on a limited basis. This language was added to the handbook. Previously adopted language in reference to the distribution of funds to NAOAB participants was also added to the handbook. We reviewed the leadership ballot to be voted on by the membership. We approved the submitted individuals for potential honorary LHAB membership. We reviewed the planning activities related to Band Day 2024, which incorporated several changes regarding the business meeting and the Friday night events. And we provided support to the officers as needed. This board has been active, engaged, and supportive of all LHAB and LHB activities and remains available to provide guidance as requested by the officers and the membership. A big thanks to Barbara Helbert and Heather Knoll for their service as they roll off to take on other roles, and a special thanks to Dr. Cliff Crooms for his continued support. The board looks forward to working with our new LHAB president, Chris Albino, and we thank Randy Storm for moving into an at-large seat, and we welcome Ben Schneider as a new large member. I'd also like to give a very big special thanks to Shirley for her leadership this past year. Thank you, and I'll see you on the marching field. Welcome.
So we always like to keep up with what our LHB students are doing, and we have several clubs or organizations that are part of LHB. We have the Student Association, TBS, and KKY. So here to tell us about their projects and the things that they are working on, we'll be hearing from Sarah Compa, the LHBSA president, Quinn Palladino, the TBS president, and Megan Farabee, the KY president.
Good afternoon, Longhorn Alumni Band. My name is Sarah Kempa, and I'm this year's Longhorn Band Student Association president. And I'm very excited to get to give you guys an update on what LHBSA has been up to so far this year. So with that, I'll get straight into it. But yeah, over the summer, we met once a week for the first month before school started. And during this time, myself and the vice presidents really worked on figuring out what we wanted to accomplish this year. And the first thing we decided was that we wanted to lower our membership dues a bit so that we could increase our membership numbers as well as make it more accessible to be a part of our organization. And we definitely have accomplished a lot with this. So as of right now, we have 188 members registered to be LHBSA members. And last year we had a total of 156. So that is already a 30% improvement. And our goal for the year was to hit 200 members. And with the 188 in our third week of school, I think we're going to have no issue hitting those numbers. And that has probably been our biggest accomplishment that I'm very proud of our council for working towards that. Aside from that, we want to host more social events. Our first one is coming up on Wednesday. It'll be a study session in the Bird Room, and this is really to promote academic wellness as well as encourage people from other sections to get to meet and interact with each other. So we're excited to get to see everybody there as well. We have a goal of having 6 profit shares this year, 3 per semester. Our first one was on the first Tuesday of class. We went to Amy's Ice Cream after band rehearsal, and the line was outside of the door for an hour. So it was a great success. With that profit share, we managed to raise $311 with 89 cents. We had 58 people show up to support LHBSA, and like I said, it was a really successful profit share. So we can have 6 more of these for the entire year. I know we're going to be so set for the next year and other social events. Another thing I wanted to touch on and share with you guys was our composting and our sustainability efforts. Our biggest improvement this year so far has been that during band week, we were able to compost every single one of our leftover meals. So that included taking anything that was wrapped up like chips or cookies and putting it in the bird room for students to use during the school year or during rehearsals, anytime they might need an extra snack. And then for all the sandwiches and food that we couldn't keep for more than the day, we were able to compost them so that they wouldn't go into the landfill. So with that, we normally don't do that during band week. So with that, we managed to get a lot of waste out of the waste bins and into a compost bin. Aside from that, we're working on smaller projects. So I think our most successful one so far has been a newsletter that goes to everyone in LHB who signs up for it. The numbers are looking pretty good. I think it was around 350 of members who were signed up for that newsletter. And the information provided on there comes from LHBSA as well as the other orgs in LHB. So TBS, KSide, PMA, SAI, LH Blacks, Fabs. Everybody is welcome to use it as a source to give information out to LHB. So that's probably been our biggest accomplishment in terms of shorter goals for the year. I think that's all we have done so far. I'm very proud of our council this year. They've all been working really hard throughout the summer to make this a fun year for everyone. Year 125. I'm excited to see what else we can do to support the Longhorn Band. So yeah, thank you for listening. Hook 'em.
Hello, my name is Quinn, and I am the current president of the Beta Gamma chapter of Tau Beta Sigma. This past year has been very exciting for TBS as we welcomed one of our largest membership classes since 2020, URSA, with 26 members who took the Sisterhood Pledge last spring. This year, TBS is entering a transformative period as we are wanting to expand our community outreach and deepen our alumni relations. Some ways we work to do this is by revamping our website, which you can check out right now at texastbs.com, and establishing a photo archive for all current members and alumni to access through said website. We've also expanded our philanthropy efforts by becoming official Greek life partners with an organization called Anthropos Austin. Anthropos works to provide free music education resources to low-income students all across the Austin area. We are so excited to work with them to support their mission. Currently, we still strive to provide excellent service to the band by carrying medical kits, taping the bubble for rehearsal, providing water at football games, and selling awesome LHB merch that you could purchase at the alumni game. We also continue to provide helping hands around the Austin area through our community service. Our most recent example was performing with Lhasa High School at their football game. Looking into the future, we are super excited to host our first alumni brunch since 2019 and connect with sisters of years past through yummy food and fun activities. Shout out people who RSVP'd. We have an exciting year for TBS ahead of us as we continue with our services and building our sisterhood. We currently have 73 prospective membership candidates who will be joining us at various recruitment events throughout the semester, and we can't wait to carry on the tradition. Thank you for your time, and hook 'em.
Hi, everyone. I'm Megan Farabee, this year's president of Kappa Psi. This is actually my second year in this position, which I'm both excited and humbled about. Before we get into the report, I just want to take a moment and thank you all for allowing me to speak and taking the time to listen to my report. It's really appreciated. As I said, my name is Megan Farabee. I'm a fourth-year Japanese major from Liberty, Texas, and I played piccolo here in the Longhorn band. Getting into the report, my brothers and I in Kappa Psi started off the year with a home game against Colorado State. So not only did we set up morning rehearsal, but we also provided snacks during the game and just overall ensured that the day went smoothly on our side of things. So not only was the day full of service, but we also secured a shutout win for our first game. For those of us who traveled to Ann Arbor, Michigan, we were actually able to meet up and sing with the new chapter of KSI and the Michigan band, and also came home with a phenomenal win in the Big House. This 2024 season is shaping up to be one of the best, and it has just started, especially for LHV's 125th historic year. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all on the field, regardless if we have met or not, and can't wait to see you all there. Hook 'em.
Hi, everyone. I am Ramon Rivera Cervera, and I am an alumnus of the College of Fine Arts and the Dean. On behalf of our faculty, students, staff, and alumni, I want to thank the Longhorn Band alumni for over 60 years of dedication and support towards the Longhorn Band. During this 125th anniversary season and our inaugural year in the SEC, we're proud more than ever of the community which is backing our Longhorn Band students, faculty, and staff. Thank you to those of you who have joined the Back the Band campaign and for your gifts of time, advocacy, and philanthropy. It is inspiring to see the impact this ensemble has had on our students and alumni. The band represents what makes us proud of this university and is a powerful example of how the creative arts bring us together. I hope you have a wonderful time on the campus, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in person, in the field, or elsewhere very soon. Hook 'em.
So we were able to hear from Dean Rivera Cervera, and he always, I love his delivery of his remarks. He's always such a sincere person, and we're very excited that he was able to do that for us, as well as hearing from all of our student leaders and all the things that they're doing. These are the students that we are supporting and helping them to do these projects and to be a member of the Longhorn Band. So on to a more somber part of our program. We're always saddened to hear the passing of those that marched with us over the years. And to date, we're aware of these individuals. If you know of anyone else that needs to be added to this page, you can add them in the chat or send them to us via the website, Contact Us. Mark Longoria, trumpet, 1995 to 2000. David Bulger, percussion, class of 1960. Debbie Zamora Dowdy, piccolo flute, 1979 to 1984. Bill Otho Gillian, trumpet, 1953 to 1957. Ken Sandberg, tuba, 1946 to 1951. Cindy Hayes, big flag oboe, 1982 to 1983. And Bill Hutchinson, mellophone, 1962 to 1965. May we keep them in our heart and in our memory till Gabriel blows his horn. So now I'd like to recognize all of the leadership team that I have had the privilege of serving with this past year. In front of you are the names of the officers and the assistants to those officers, the board of directors, and the board of trustees. These dedicated alumni have worked very hard to make all the projects and initiatives a success this past year. And included in my president's report which is in your program, is a list of a lot of the things that we did. I'd like to just put together a few things for you. I was putting this together and thinking, oh my gosh, no wonder we felt so busy, because we were busy. So last year, as well as just recently, we gave the LHB a gift. Last year it was a fanny pack. This year it was like a crossbody bag, and that the students, we did a run through our membership roster to try to beef that up and have more accurate information for our 120th anniversary. We have updated our Google platform so that we have a better archival and retrieval system for all of our documents. And in preparation for our property move, our archivist put together a team and went through a lot of our archival items to decide what we need to keep, what we need to store in other places, things that we don't need in our archival stuff anymore. And all that was in preparation for our property move, which we moved every single thing that we own from one place to another. We also did a hot dog lunch, both at the beginning of last season, and just then recently we did a hot dog lunch for all the prospective LHB members and the returning leadership, along with the directors and staff. And that's 700 hot dogs and I don't know how many bags of chips and condiments and such, but we feed 400 people on that day, and we can feed them in about 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. And we get to be with them and talk to them, and that's a really fun time. And this is all on top of the things that go on all the time, which is our area events and of course our participation in the Back the Band and preparations for Band Day. And as you have seen in all of our communications, we're doing things differently this year. So there's a lot of firsts, a lot of things we haven't planned for before. So there's a lot of moving parts behind the scenes that hopefully will come all to fruition for Band Day this year. So I hope you will join me in thanking them for their work that is an outward expression of the love they have for LHB and LHAB. It's been a pleasure and an honor to serve with you, and I thank you for the opportunity of serving alongside you. So we have some officers that are retiring this year, and their contributions have been immeasurable over the years. And we sincerely thank them for their time and their service. Larry Cashell has been our secretary for a few years, and he is stepping down. He has moved to Colorado, and he's moving on with his life and decided he needed to do something else with his time over in Colorado. I don't know, maybe climb a mountain or something. So thanks to Larry. Moises Correa was our music and merchandise person, and he has rolled off. Evan Carter was our LHB liaison, and he has rolled off as well. Teresa Hastings has been our property manager for the past 3 years, I believe, and that is a huge job. And she has such great organizational skills and attention to detail, which have helped her and helped us in that capacity. So we will miss her in that spot. We have Paul Scully coming in there, and then he's going to do a great job. But I will miss working with her, although She lives right down the street from me, so I'll continue to get to see her. There are several people that just can't get enough of this whole organization, and they're stepping down from one position and moving on to another. I myself will be moving over one chair from president to immediate past president. Randy Storm, who is our immediate past president, will be serving on the board of directors and the logo committee. And Randy he's been on my speed dial this whole time since I became president-elect. And he's just been such a great mentor and support for me. Randy, I appreciate you, and I still have you on speed dial. Ben Schneider has been our technology guru for, I don't know, somebody tell me, 20 years or so. So all of the software that you use for doing memberships and Band-Aid registrations and all things technical, he has had his hand in from day one. And not only that, but since he's been a part of the officer group for so long, he brings to us such institutional knowledge and keeps us grounded and telling us where we've come from and how we got here and where maybe we need to go in the future. So we're going to miss him on the officer board, but he is moving over to the board of directors. So thanks, Ben. And then Catherine Whited has been our archivist for several years, and she has been spearheading the 125 committee. Her and her team have been putting together all of those wonderful articles that you've been seeing on social media. They've been counting down the decades from several weeks ago, decade by decade, week by week, coming up to Band Day. And if you've had a chance to look at those articles, they're very well done. They've been very well received, and we thank y'all for that work. Catherine is going to stay on as part of the archives committee, but she's going to be handing over the archivist position to Susan Niebler. So we thank y'all for your service there. We have two retiring board of directors. Barbara Halbert has been on the board of directors for some time. She's been the secretary of that group as well. She has moving from our local organization to being an area representative for the National Association of Alumni Bands. So we look forward to her representing us, and she will represent us, I know, at the national level for that organization. And then Heather Cannoli is going to move from the board of directors into the secretary spot vacated by Larry Cashel. So I welcome her to the officer team. We have one retiring board of trustees person, and that is Kent Costa. He's a little shy. He didn't want his picture up, so he gets a retired logo because he's retiring. But he will be stepping down from the board of trustees, and he continues to be our liaison with athletics in all things tickets, our guest tickets and our seating arrangement and that kind of thing. So Kent, thank you so much for your support and all of that work behind the scenes to get us where we need to be in the stadium. So we appreciate you. Now that we've said goodbye to the old guard, it's time to bring in the new. So Randy is our immediate past president. Randy Storm will be doing the swearing in. So since it's a virtual thing, if you will just say the appropriate response there in place, then he will do the swearing in of our new folks. And across the screen, you will see the names and faces of our new leadership.
Please raise your right hand at the traditional hook'em sign given by all orange-butted band members. Are you at this time a member in good standing of the Longhorn Alumni Band? Your answer is, I am. Do you agree to promote the objectives of this organization as listed in the bylaws? Your answer is, I do. To promote fellowship among former members and alumni of the University of Texas Longhorn Band? Your answer is, I will. To foster a close relationship between the University of Texas Longhorn Band and alumni? Your answer is, I will. To lend support and assistance, financially and otherwise, to the University of Texas Longhorn Band through the selection of worthwhile projects and by personal efforts? Your answer is, I will. Are you willing and able to devote the necessary time for the execution of the duties imposed by the offices to which you were elected? Your answer is, I am. Since you have accepted the responsibilities of your respective offices, you are installed as the officers of the University of Texas Longhorn Alumni Band. Congratulations and hook 'em horns.
We'll take a minute while all of these faces in their new positions are scrolled. All right. So this year, I'm sure that you all noticed that we had 3 nominees for LHAB honorary members, and you all got an opportunity to vote for them on our leadership ballot. And they are Chris Del Conte, Jay Hartzell, and Kay Bailey Hutchison. So we are very excited and honored to recognize these 3 very distinguished persons that have helped and supported the LHB and LHAB in many ways. And as I said, their bios were in the ballot. So we'll be taking a little bit of time at the bubble during rehearsal, right between our, let's see, right between when we have our combined rehearsal and LHB has their rehearsal. We've taken about 10 or 15 minutes. I do know that President Hartzell will be in attendance. I think Ambassador Hutchison will be, I think she's going to be coming to the scholarship event in October. And then we're still negotiating with Chris Del Conte and his office. He's a busy guy, but we will be getting some time with him to make that presentation as well. So usually at this time, we do a couple of ceremonies, which is passing of the gavel from myself to Chris, and my acceptance of a gift from the officers from the leadership team. But since that doesn't really translate in this kind of format, we're going to be doing that on Friday night instead of tonight. There's a lot of stuff going on for Friday night and Saturday, and this is Chris Albino, our new president. He just said, I do, and I will, and I am, and all that stuff. He has worked so hard, y'all, on this new Friday night tailgate thing. We've never done it before. He has an outstanding vision of how we wanted to do this. And so hopefully, I know he will tell us a lot of things that are going to be going on to get you ready for Friday night and Saturday. So thank you, Chris, for all your work, and you and your team. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
It hasn't happened yet, so I can't get all the credit, but when it does, hopefully it's fun and we have a successful Friday night tailgate, the very first one. So I'm not going to take too much time here. I want to thank everyone for attending today's first virtual business meeting. As Shirley mentioned a couple of years ago, and in this last band day, we started diving into the feedback, your feedback, and it was apparent that many of you wanted a change for Friday and take the day to socialize and reconnect with bandmates. And that kind of prompted our very first Friday night tailgate. Mostly all fun, mostly no business. And what I mean by that is Shirley just mentioned there's some things that don't translate that virtually. So we will have a few minutes to be able to do some of that on Friday. And we'll also have our board of trustees there with a table and charitable funds for members who might want to donate. They're on site. They'll be there to answer any questions that you have and chat with our members and any questions as it relates to the fundraising and activities of our board of trustees. We're going to have mostly socializing event and mostly fun. We've been so fortunate to have our tailgate sponsored by HEB with a donation of $2,500 that will allow us to feed you all with appetizers. You're on your own for dinner. Brown Distributing with donating nearly 40 cases or almost 600 bottles and cans of craft beer from nearly a dozen different brands. Twin Liquors, who have given us basically run of the store at cost. So no markup there. Should we ever need to utilize that offer, we have an account with them. And so we appreciate Twins for that. And Austin, Texas Print Incorporated, who is the print shop that has been doing our badges for the last couple of years, is also a sponsor this year for many of our printed materials that you'll see at Band Day this weekend. And also thank you to Smile Booth, who provided a hefty discount for their services. They'll be on site at the Friday night tailgate with their high-end selfie equipment and photo equipment, and those live processing digital photos will also be branded with our Friday night tailgate logos. So we're super thankful for them and getting involved, and they'll be there Friday as well. We want everyone to have a lot of fun at the Friday night tailgate. We also want everyone to be responsible, and we want everyone to show up for rehearsal tomorrow, the next day. Not only do we have limited product, obviously, from the donations, but it's only 2 hours, 7 to 9, and there is no cash bar option. Your registration packets will include drink tickets. And so you'll submit those drink tickets. The bartenders will be looking for that. We also are asking for everyone, because this is an outdoor event, to wear your badge. So you're going to be at the Friday night tailgate. That means you would have already collected your registration packet inside the band hall. Have your badge, make sure you wear that. The volunteers will be looking for those badges so that we don't have any rando just showing up and crashing the party. And you might have also seen on social media, we have a musical guest. She is a UT student, Kylie Hernandez, also a member of the Grammy U Network. And she also has a song about Texas football that she'll be singing exclusively for us. And she reached out to us, and we're so happy to have her providing her music as a background for the Friday night tailgate. We have a busy Saturday. This is probably more, I think yesterday we announced that it was going to be more than 1,000 people on the field for halftime, which is super, super exciting. And I think it's deserved for the 125th anniversary that we'll have an amazing show. We will have a parking update for you likely tomorrow. Now, most of you have run into some issues, or many of you have run into some issues trying to obtain parking. We'll disclose that UT has basically sold out of every lot they manage and garage they manage across campus, and have connected us with Texas Facilities Commission and LHAB Parking to arrange a garage there. And we will have a bus available at that garage as well. So more details to come on that either today or tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And that is all of the updates that I have as of now. And we are really looking forward to what's going to be an epic and amazing Band Day weekend. And I appreciate everyone and their questions and feedback. And we'll see you on Friday.
Thank you, Chris. Like I said, I'm so excited about this. He will be getting more information out about the parking. I know that's been a sticking point, but there's so many moving parts and so much going on. But it's just going to be an amazing time. And it takes a lot of people, a lot of manpower to pull off something like this. We still have lots of opportunities for other volunteers to help us both on Friday night and on Saturday. So please, if you can give us any time at all, please go to the Sign Up Genius. There's a link for volunteers, and you can go there and see all the available slots. It's going to be a stretch for those of us who have already volunteered to pull this off and make it be as nice as it can be. It's going to, like I said, it's going to take a lot of manpower, and we really are depending on our fellow members to help us out there so that we can all have a good time. So that comes to the end of the agenda that we had prepared. So I just want to thank you for your time and attention, and we hope that you've enjoyed the new feedback. We allotted an hour and a half. I thought we could do it in an hour, and look at this, we're under an hour. Please give us your feedback in the Band Day survey that will be coming in the weeks after Band Day, along with all of the questions and the answers, and all of that will be available after Band Day for anyone who wants to catch up with all of that or who didn't get to see the video to begin with. So we look forward to seeing you on Friday and at the tailgate and on the field on Saturday. So always keep your horns up. This time I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
Moved by Randy, a second by Chris. All in favor, put your horns up in place. And we will adjourn at 6:51. Thank you all for everything. And there were some glitches tonight, I know, but Ronnie is in the process of fixing all those. And in the final product, it will be more smooth. So thank you so much. Hook 'em.
Longhorn fans, please rise, get your horns in the air, and join in as Longhorn Band Director Dr. Skip Cruz leads the Longhorn Band family in the eyes of Texas. the combined Longhorn band performed our beloved fight song, Texas Fight.